Oh man, I really wish this would have worked out. So on last night's stream, I had this really cool idea that I for some reason thought it would work, but it obviously didn't. That I would start a raid and tell everyone no cloaks. And at first I thought it was really going to work because some people jumped in, and then I got the inevitable message of, oh, I didn't see the no cloak part. And then they would just quickly leave the raid. But why was I doing this? What was the reason of me wanting to do a no cloak raid? Well, when Mists of Pandaria started and everyone was leveling up their gear, there was a really popular phrase, and it went like this: the cloak doesn't matter, it's all about the gear upgrades. And while I really did believe that, I wanted to see the numbers or how it felt when you didn't have the cloak on. So I figured if we're at max level 70, if I could get a whole group of people that were item level 476 and get them to go into the raid, remove their cloak completely, and it really does hurt. Like, watch the stats drop when I do this right here. Watch the stats drop. Boop! Ouch. That's a big ouch. That's a big drop. But I still was really curious to know how it would feel fighting raid bosses without the cloak on. Needless to say, my theory of people just wanting to get into the raids to get their bronze and get out, it still stands true. Nobody is interested in running a raid without a cloak. And I get it. Why would they? Why would they want to do something different when they can just get their bronze and be on their way? I get it. I understand. It's fine. But if we could just get a couple of people to try this out, I think it'd be a really fun experiment. So we waited, and we waited. We even switched raids and went to Mogu to try and do something different or entice people to do something other than toes. And it still didn't work. Nobody's going to want to do that. I had the idea that maybe people would want to, but I'm going to change the MoP remix with no cloak. It's just not going to happen. But we had a couple of people. Ashley, thank you so much for helping out, and Adam. And I thought, you know what, let's do a couple of encounters with like the trash mobs and see how it feels fighting against elites. So before we went over to Mogu, we went ahead and pulled one of the Shaws in Terrace. And without the cloak, the damage is still incredibly awesome. I mean, just the two of us were beating this thing down. The only problem was our defense was absolutely miserable. Now, is this enough data to conclude that the cloak really doesn't do anything or that it's all about the gear? No, it's not enough. And do we really need a bunch of evidence to find out if the cloak is worthless or if it's viable? Probably not either, but it's just really fun. But the data that I was able to get from doing these little encounters is that the cloak keeps you alive. You've got leech, you've got versatility, and as those stack up with your threads, they really do mean something. So the damage definitely comes from the gear, and the cloak is going to boost that damage even farther. But do you need the cloak for damage? Probably not. Would I love to see a whole entire raid without their cloak and see if we could actually get through the bosses? Yeah. That would be just really fun to do. Not everyone's going to think that's a really good idea, but I would love to try it. But I will say, without the cloak, there's a good chance that your character's going to die a lot faster. Because you can see here that we died very, very quickly with these fights. But what do you guys think? Do you think the survivability rate would be different had I gemmed everything with armor gems? Maybe I would have lived longer. Also, what level do you think the cloak becomes viable within your journey in Mists of Pandaria? Is it only at level 70 and beyond? And you're only really using the cloak for the experience buff at the beginning? Does this all really matter because it's a limited time event? Probably not, but I think it's fun to kind of think of because they may do a remix in the future and this could be data that could be useful. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm making a ton of content these days. And if you guys want to hang out with me, make sure to check out my Discord link down below and we can talk about World of Warcraft and anything else all day long. And if you want to hang out with me live, make sure to check out my Twitch channel. I do workout streams every Monday through Friday, and I'm going to be adding a lot more gaming streams so we can have a lot of fun. With that, I can't wait to hear what you guys think about the cloak. It's kind of silly, but yeah, it's fun. And I will see you guys next time in Azeroth. Take care.